lovelies, welcome back to Disorderly Tarot. Today's pick a card video is focused on what others admire about you. I've got 5 groups for you to pick from today. I'm going to start by giving you some close-ups of the groups. Group 1 with Rainbow Moonstone. Group 2 with Jade. Group 3 with Orange Calcite. Group 4 with Clear Quartz. Group 5 with Pink Agate. I'd like to invite you to take a deep breath in with me and hold it and slowly release that breath. And when you're ready, pick a group. If you need more time choosing, feel free to pause the video here. Once you're ready, scroll down to the description box or the comments and pick the timestamp for your group. I'm going to start with a reading for Group 1. Hi Group 1. So if you picked the Rainbow Moonstone, this is your reading. I'm going to pop that little stone up at the top for you. It doesn't want to stay put. I'm filming this on an extremely hot day and I'm trying not to burst into flames right now, but we'll see how this goes. I probably shouldn't have a candle burning while I'm filming it, but it just looks so cute. I couldn't resist. So today we're looking at what others admire about you, Group 1. I'm going to start with a bit of tarot. I have the Everyday Witch Tarot deck here. Tell me what others admire about Group 1. What do others admire about Group 1? Okay, so to start your reading, we have the 3 of Swords. And that is followed by the 9 of Wands. And lastly, we have Judgment. Okay, awesome. I can see this quite clearly, so I feel like these tie together really nicely. With the 3 of Swords, that got me thinking kind of heartbreaker. Maybe you're a heartbreaker, or maybe you've been wounded a lot by other people, like you've had your heart broken a lot. And with the 9 of Wands, that fits in perfectly, because I see someone who is a brave soldier, someone who has been through many battles and won, conquered, continued. I just see someone who has a lot of perseverance and will keep going through anything. Someone who's very brave, courageous, strong, resilient. Resilient is probably the perfect word. And that's mirrored in the 3 of Swords. I think others see you as someone who's had to deal with a lot in life. You've had to cope with a lot. I think perhaps you've had a lot of burdens, or you've just had to deal with a lot of things that most people wouldn't be able to handle. Most people would maybe, okay. So what I'm hearing right now is like, most people would have a breakdown, like would not be able to cope. And they just, people, when they see you or when they hear what you've been through, they cannot believe you've survived it all, but you have. And they think of you as like a warrior, someone who's so strong and able to get through anything. And with Judgment, I also see them as thinking of you as having really good judgment. So like you're able to make good decisions and have a strong rationale behind why you make that decision and how you came to that decision. I think they see you as someone who can make decisions for them as well. So maybe within your friendship group, for instance, when you go out and like, let me give you an example. You're trying to decide between a restaurant to eat at with a group of friends. Everyone kind of looks to you for advice, looks to you for an answer. And you can come to a decision fairly quickly. That's what I'm seeing from this, or at least that is how people see you. Even if it's not how you think of yourself, that is how others see you. Someone who has good judgment. Maybe you have good judgment also in terms of people. So maybe when you come across a new person, you're able to intuitively read what kind of a person they are, and quite quickly you just are able to decide whether they're worth being friends with or whether they're not. Yeah, I just see people as really admiring the decisions you make, how you come to those decisions, your intuition, your bravery, resilience. They see you as someone who can honestly face anything. I feel like you have quite a strong will as well, and they admire that about you. I think at times maybe these troubles that you've had to deal with, these struggles is what I'm hearing. You've had a lot of struggles in your life. Other people have almost expected them to get to you and make you crumble, but you just stand tall. You never submit to anything. You're just able to take it in your stride. And they think that is so incredible. Like every time they see you, honestly, they can't help but think about how brave you are and how well adjusted you are too. But they put it down to this good judgment that you have. I don't know if you have a good moral compass and that's what they're seeing, or whether it is just solely intuition and you're able to just read people really well. Or whether you're just quick at making decisions, like it's just like that. You don't have to think about it too much. You just know what you want, or you know what the right answer is straight off the bat. I've pulled some oracle cards for you, 2 group ones. I want to have a look at them. It's just more information about what others admire about you. I'm going to start with the animal spirit deck. And we have bear. So what that says is other people see you as the bear. I'm going to get the guidebook to read from, because I don't know, for this particular deck, I really like the guidebook. I feel like it gives a good insight into the animal. So far, I feel like the bear makes me think of like a cuddly bear, like someone who's really warm, but also someone who receives a lot of attention, like they're a big animal. They take up a lot of space and everyone notices a bear. Let's have a look at the guidebook. As a side note, I just want to mention that the bear has the earth element here. So you may have earth elements in your birth chart, perhaps your sun sign, your moon sign, or even your Mars sign, maybe a rising sign too, as we're looking at how other people see you. Maybe an earth sign such as Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This is what the guidebook says. After a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move toward the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. The initial weeks and months of this spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles, but you have no choice, bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, and your transformation begins. I really like that the bit about the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move toward the dawning light and transformation. That is exactly what I'm feeling for you. I feel like times have been really tough for you. Life has not been easy by any means. You've had to go through so much and you've just endured. You're so strong and so brave, and that's how other people see you. Transformation is on the horizon. You've had so much almost bad luck that you're bound to have some good luck in the future coming towards you, and you're almost there. I think they see you on a journey too. They see you as someone who has had to go through a lot but is going to be rewarded in the future for it, or someone who's just had a lot of growth, shown a lot of growth. I see them as really proud of you. They've seen so much change in you. Maybe you came off as a bit perhaps immature in the past, but now you're seeming very mature. Or maybe there were things you struggled with in the past that now you take in your stride. and they just feel like you've taken a giant leap in the right direction. They're so proud of you. Next, I'm going to have a look at your Believe in Your Own Magic card. I absolutely love this deck. It's made by Amanda Lovelace, and she's one of my favourite poets, but I just absolutely adore these cards because her words are beautiful, but also whoever did the drawings for them is very talented too, and I love them too. So we have Tree, Let Them Go. Oh, I really like that. I'll tell you what I think of that too. I see this as how other people see you. Like, you're able to just let your troubles go. You're able to move on very well, very efficiently, very quickly, very easily. How do I put this? When you've faced a hardship in your life, you've been able to get over that hurdle and just move on and move past it and forget it. Whereas other people around you, the reason why they admire you for that is because in their own lives, when they've come across a hurdle and they've managed to overcome it, they can't help but dwell on it or think back to it from time to time. And they just see you as someone who's able to let things go and not let them affect them. I think they also, I'm seeing for a few of you who picked this, that there has been a lot of heartbreak in the past in particular. So I don't know whether you've lost a lot of people, or maybe romantic partners have broken your heart on many occasions. And when they have done that and when they've kind of left you in the lurch, I feel like you've been able to let them go quite majestically. You haven't been like clawing back for those exes. You've been able to just take your time to heal and then just move forward and onto a new venture or journey or path of discovery or enlightenment. And other people really look up to you for that. They think you're amazing, the way that you can move forward and put the pain behind you and not look back on it. Next, I've got some Enchanted Blossoms cards. So first we have Friendship. Cute. And next we have Joy. Oh, this is so sweet. So other people see you as a great friend. They see you as someone who cares very deeply for others. They see you as someone also who has a lot of friends or attracts a lot of people very easily. I think you could be two types of people. It could be that you have a small group of friends, but you're just so close to each other and you can share anything with one another, and other people see that and they think that's remarkable and they admire that about you. Or it could be that you have a large group of friends and you attract a lot of people into your social circle. Perhaps you go to a lot of parties or events and you're just a very good social butterfly. You're someone who gets on with anyone and everyone. You're someone who finds small talk very easy or is able to joke very easily and kind of capture everyone's attention and admiration. I definitely see with that Friendship card, you have extrovert qualities, or at least that is how you come across to others. Someone who finds social situations easy and light and breezy. And with the Joy card, I see you as someone who just brings happiness to a room. Like, despite all these hurdles and despite all this horrible situations that you've faced in the past, these really difficult times, you are still full of laughter. You're able to make everyone happy. You're able to smile continuously. I'm seeing you as someone who's just really smiley and bubbly and caring and happy, and you just bring such positive energy to other people. You brighten them up. You make their day. You really change an atmosphere. You make things light and happy. You're uplifting. Your energy is just, it's such a high vibrational energy. I think in the past, as I was saying earlier, you have healed a lot. I think you've had to face a lot of pain, as I said, or trauma. And as a result of that, you could have let it wear you down. You could have let it get the best of you. You could have allowed it to make you bitter, but you didn't. You did the opposite. You rose above it and you became someone who was able to learn lessons from it and heal from it and grow with it. To the point that you would never do to others what they did to you. That's the best way I can describe it. You are not vengeful in the slightest. You are kind and compassionate and caring, and other people really see that and respect that about you. Honestly, I can't imagine you being put in a better light by other people. They really, really look up to you, Group 1, and just think you are incredible. Literally like a star, and seeing you as a star or just a beautiful, bright white light that other people want to surround themselves with. They want to get close to you. You draw them in and you make them feel so good and happy and whole. Lastly, I've got an Oracle of the Roses card just to take a final look into how other people see you and what they admire about you. And we have the Priest. Okay, so to get a better description of that, again, I'm going to get the guidebook for this deck. Interestingly, the Priest also represents the earth sign of Taurus, so similar to the bear that's also an earth sign, we've got an earth sign here. The meanings and uses of this card are ritual, devotion, belief, community, and promises. So yeah, with that community, I see that going hand in hand with friendship. Someone who, yeah, again, is such a positive, joyful spirit in the community. You lift everyone else up. You make them feel good. And I think perhaps you do a lot of help for the community as well. I don't know if you're a very charitable and generous person, but that's definitely how other people see you. Someone who's giving and kind and caring and devoted to making this world a better place and to changing people's lives and making them feel better. With promises, I think people see you as someone who is the Priest. Again, I'm just saying like good as gold, someone who is a good teacher, gives good advice. Again, that goes well with that Judgment card, making good decisions. I think you do have a strong ethical code and people see that about you. That's why they respect you so much. And as I was saying with promises, I feel like you're someone who takes promises very seriously. You wouldn't promise something without pursuing it and delivering. That's how they see you. They see you as someone who comes through on their promises. You're just so admirable. They hold you in such high regard. As I said, I don't think they feel like it's been easy for you. I feel like they can see that it's been tough, but you've come out like all the better for it. You've come out of it as such a wonderful person who is such a ray of hope to others. I think I see you as an inspiration. That's what I'm hearing. A teacher, wise, kind, compassionate, understanding, strong, resilient, brave, enduring. I want to say heavenly, like angelic too. Someone very pure-hearted. And I think a lot of people want to be your friend. They want to be respected by you. They want to earn your trust. They appreciate all you do. And they look up to you. This really resonates with the whole reading, like it being what other people admire about you, because I just feel like they admire you for exactly who you are. They admire everything about you. They admire that you're so good and so fair and so kind, and that you're able to move on and not hold resentment towards people or towards past traumas. You're able to let it go. That's all I've got for you, Group 1. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please hit that like button down below. I'd love it if you left a comment too. I read everything that you write down there. And even if you just want to say if any of this stood out to you as meaning something, I'd love to hear that. Subscribe to Disorderly Tarot if you haven't already. That way you can stay up to date on my videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye. Hi Group 2. If you picked the Jade Crystal, this is your reading. I'm going to put your crystal up here at the top and then we shall get on with it. So I'm going to start with a few tarot cards. We have the Everyday Witch Tarot deck here. Tell me what others admire about Group 2. I want to know what others admire about Group 2. Okay, so to start off with, we have the Page of Wands. And next, the Four of Pentacles. And finally, the Ten of Swords. Okay, so I've just done Group 1's reading and I'm already seeing a little bit of a common theme. Something that I've noticed in both groups is this resilience. So with the Ten of Swords, I see someone who has really been let down by something or someone, but they've decided not to give up, not to quit, and to keep going. As you can see in this imagery, we have a witch who has been stabbed in the back by 10 swords. Someone's fleeing after stabbing them, but the witch is on the floor reaching out to her broomstick because she's not going to give up so easily. She's not going to be defeated by these 10 swords. And that's how others see you, Group 2. They see you as someone who does not give up when the going gets tough. They see you as someone who does not give in to failure. They see you as a fighter. With these two other cards, we've got completely different things. So with the Four of Pentacles, I see someone who plays it quite safe, is fairly careful, holds their cards quite close to their chest as well. So someone who doesn't reveal all their secrets. Someone who's a good saver as well, is able to save their money and not spend recklessly. Again, I just want to remind you that this reading is about how other people see you. So it may not be how you see yourself, but it's definitely how others see you and what they admire about you. Someone who's quite stable and secure. I think that's how they see you. And with the Page of Wands, we have someone who is looking to start on a creative journey. So looking to explore a creative pursuit, perhaps. So maybe you've got some sort of hobby that is creative in nature and you're looking to delve further into it. So maybe I'm going to give you an example. You like baking in your spare time and you're looking up setting up your own cake decorating company, or you're looking into selling some of your baked goods as a kind of a side hustle, or you are someone who writes a lot in your free time. You enjoy creative writing and you've started sending work off to writing agents because you're ready to follow that dream. Even though you may have a full-time job in something completely different, this is your time to shine. This is your time to take that opportunity and run with it and see where it goes. I think even though people see you as someone who's quite naturally risk averse, they're seeing this new side to you where you are looking to explore new avenues and you won't jump fully into it, if that makes sense. You won't take the high risk route of dropping everything and jumping straight in, and instead you're just dipping your toes in the water, testing it, seeing if things will float or sink. I feel like you're someone who has, just been very stable and secure for a very long time, and just recently you've started exploring new creative avenues. And they admire that about you. They like that you're willing to take a little bit of risk, but that there's a word for it. I want to say safe risk, but that's not the right word. They like that you take measured and calculated risks. You don't just take risks haphazardly. You remain very safe and stable, but not so safe and stable and comfortable that you're not open to any change or any adventure. You like a little bit and you allow a little bit in. And that's what they admire about you, Group 2. They see that you're someone who will take risk if there's a worthy cause to do so, but you won't just take it for the sake of taking it. You're not reckless. You're very astute and wise and smart in how you go about taking risks. I'm also seeing in this Ten of Swords that you don't give up easily. I don't know if the example's coming to my head of someone who has taken the same test multiple times because they keep failing, but they just won't give up because they want it so badly. They want to pass, they want that achievement, they want that accreditation, so they'll keep working towards it, and they don't let their ego get deflated or affected by those failures. They just keep moving forward, they keep working hard, they keep progressing. I see you as someone who's very driven. That's how they see you, that's how others see you. Someone who is very passionate about what they want and knows what they want and won't give up until they achieve it. And you're very smart and logical about how you do that as well. I think you're not afraid to take kind of the slow road to success. Despite being driven, I don't think you're someone who wants quick wins. You're okay with taking the slow journey to get all the way to the top, as long as you get there and you are determined to get there. You won't give up. You're just going to keep going. And you don't mind doing it the slow way. Like, you don't get bored easily. You just have your eyes on the prize and keep your eyes on the prize and keep going and keep moving forward and keep working toward that goal. You just don't give up easily. That's how everyone seems to see you. I want a bit more information. So next I have the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, a card from that. So group 2, you have the Elephant. So the first thing I thought of was someone who is very wise and intelligent. I also thought of someone who, again, moves quite slowly and isn't afraid to keep moving slowly as long as they get there eventually. I don't think you'd ever turn back, if that makes sense. People see you as someone who just keeps moving forward. Even though you take it at your own pace, you'll get there eventually. I also think of elephants as having very good memories, so you may be seen by others as having a great memory. That may just be a skill set of yours. I do also want to point out that we have the element of fire up here. So you may be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. It may be your sun sign, your moon sign, or your Mars sign. Maybe a rising sign too, as we're looking at how other people see you. The guidebook says, the elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of the obstacles. Oh my God, the destroyer of obstacles, yes, because you keep going, you don't give up. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. Here's this new path. I can't believe how in sync this is. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. It even says, when in balance, one-pointed focus. I told you, you're very goal-oriented. That's how others see you. You have such good focus on what you want. And they also seem to see you as generous and loving. So a very kind soul who is abundant too, because there was that note about fortune. And with the Four of Pentacles, you literally see a witch sat on a treasure chest full of coins. It's actually overflowing with coins. And I think you are quite fortunate, or at least you will be in the future, because whatever goal you're working towards, other people see you as achieving it. They see you as in it for the long haul and able to achieve it. And because you're so able and willing and hardworking, they think that even though you're generous in nature, you're going to do well for yourself and you're going to have solid funds yourself. You will have a lot in your own bank account. Other people definitely admire that you are so set on your goals that you won't give up on them and that you'll keep trying despite any obstacles that come in your way. You won't give up, and you're able to somehow keep this modest approach to life as well. And that's something else they admire about you, your heart, that it's so loving and generous. They see you as very kind-hearted and giving. Next, I have a Believe in Your Own Magic card. This deck is written by Amanda Lovelace, and she's one of my favourite poets. So I absolutely adore this deck in particular. I like the drawings too. For you, we have wings. You never needed those wings to fly. I love that. They see you as someone with the ability to fly. Just keep hearing high flyer, high flyer. You are on the road to success. That's how they see you. That's how others see you. They see you as having infinite potential. They see you as someone who will rise to the top. I don't know if that's perhaps in your job or just you have some sort of talent that they can see in you, and they know you will make a name for yourself out there. They know you will be really successful and gain not only money from it, but also fame isn't the right word, more recognition. People's admiration of you is only going to grow, group 2. They see you as someone who works really hard but deserves all the progress that you make because you work so hard for it. You're relentless in your approach. You stay generous at the same time. You're just incredible. And yeah, they literally see you as having wings. They see you as someone who can fly, who can do anything they want to do. The world really is your oyster. I've also pulled a couple of Enchanted Blossoms cards for you, group 2. So first we have Memory. Can you believe that? Okay, after we just had Elephant. What are the chances? Okay, so we've got Memory. Crazy, but absolutely perfect. And next we have Peace. With Memory, that just kind of echoes what I've already been saying. They see you as someone who doesn't forget. I think that can come hand in hand with your generosity. I think if someone does a good deed for you or is kind to you, you won't forget that and you will try and repay that debt in the future. And I think that's the way you think of it too, not in a bad way like it drags you down, but more that if someone's done something really nice for you, you'll think of them in a lovely, bright light. And perhaps even years on, when you're able to do something kind for them, you won't even give it a second thought. You'll remember the goodness that they had and the things they shared with you, and you'll do the same for them whenever you get the opportunity to do so. I think in the same way you do remember people who've wronged you too, and you won't give second chances easily. So if people have wronged you, they'll kind of go down in your black book as like, never again. I'm not gonna ever let this person back into my life again. I'm not gonna give them a second chance to hurt me. At least that's how other people see you. So I think perhaps people who have wronged you in the past or have upset you or hurt you or not put you first, they don't feel like you would ever take them back. They don't feel like they have a second chance with you or another opportunity with you. They don't even, like, they're afraid to waste their time trying to pursue you after they did you wrong in the past. Does that make sense? I just feel like people who have messed up with you, they're kind of kicking themselves for it in the future because they realize, damn, I had a good thing there and I let it go. I missed out on that opportunity and they're never going to take me back, because they see you as like someone who keeps rising up, keeps getting better and better, keeps becoming more abundant and successful as time goes on. So you've kind of become out of their league before before long. So where earlier they may have seen you as like not worthy of them, and that's why they didn't give you enough care or attention. They maybe ghosted you or just put their selfish needs first and ignored you and didn't give you the respect or the time that you deserved. Now, or like in the future, they're suddenly thinking, oh my goodness, what a fool I've been, because this person is now out of my league and I can't rise to that same level, and they're never going to take me back. They're never going to give me the time of day again because they are so incredible. That's how others see you, group 2, like someone who just gets better and better and better. I see you as kind of like so progressive. You have such an ascension to you that a lot of people see you as out of their league. A lot of people see you as above them, and you don't act like it. Like, I see you as very modest and humble and kind. I don't see you as someone who's egotistical at all or arrogant in the slightest. And they don't see you that way. I don't think other people see you as conceited. They see you as humble, and sometimes they take your kind nature for granted, but then in the future, a lot of them feel so stupid for doing so, because it's like letting a good thing go. And they realize that, but they kind of realize it when it's too late a lot of the time. That's what I'm seeing. But they still admire you. Even if they didn't admire you earlier, they admire you in the future and realize they were just, stupid, a fool to let you go. I think you stay with people for quite a long time. You don't leave their minds very easily, or people's minds that you have left, like years later or months down the road, they'll think back to you, and like they might even, I'm seeing someone who's like stalking you on social media like years later because they suddenly think of you again, and then they're like, oh my god, she's become this, or they've become this, or he's become this, like, I don't know, boss of a company or famous musician, or just someone who's achieved a lot, or they have this incredible happy family. They seem so smiley and happy and in love, and they just feel like, oh my god, I could have had that with them, but I let it all go. And they're left feeling stupid. They're left feeling like really foolish for letting you go, when it was clear from the start that you were someone safe and kind and generous and sweet, and they didn't make the most of it. And with this peace card, I want to just touch on this. You come across as someone who's very peaceful. So it may be that you're quite quiet in social settings, but when you do say something, it's something worth listening to. It's something very deep and meaningful. That's how other people see you, group 2. Someone who brings positivity, but in this very calming way. I think you can help diffuse situations as well. So if there's kind of an argument between people, you're able to act as the diffuser and calm people down and find a balance between the two sides of the argument. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're able to calm people down and relax them. You have this kind of meditative quality about you, and people respect that. And again, I'm just seeing you as kind of enlightened, someone who is really respected and so wise and so clever. Lastly, I've got an Oracle of the Roses card for you. We have the Gardener. My instinct with the Gardener is someone who carefully tends to things. And again, that's just going so perfectly with this image I have of you in my head and how these other people must see you, because it's someone who just takes great care in what they're passionate about, and they'll keep working on it and nurturing it until it grows into something beautiful. And that's how you come about your success, or at least how other people think you come about success. You work so hard for it, and you don't give up easily. You don't stray from the path at all. You don't get distracted. You're able to stick at what you love and what you know and what you want. And you do it with kindness and a peaceful quality too. You might be someone who's fairly introverted. I see that a little bit with that piece, and also the Gardener, someone who's just quite a quiet soul but has so much more to them. Like, I see you as someone who's very deep. That's how they're seeing you, someone who is deep, kind, understanding, empathetic, loving, nurturing, definitely kind and caring. Let's read from the book. I just want a little bit more information. So the meanings of this card are dedication, earth, seasons, growth, survival. Okay, so we've got that survival that was mirrored in that 10 of Swords energy. So you're someone who can survive anything. Even if people let you down, if they wound you, you will get back up again. You will keep going. Even if you fail a test, you will retake that test and you will pass it next time. You do not give up. I just want to mention that the astrological sign for the gardener is Virgo. It's an earth sign. I love that it says dedication, because you are dedicated. That's such a good word for what I was describing earlier. When you have a goal in mind, you just do not give up with that. You keep working towards it. And you are dedicated. That's how other people see you. So we have the earth sign of Virgo, and then we have fire signs up here too. So those may be present in your chart. They may even be your rising sign. It's just how other people see you. So they see you as someone who, works very hard, is quite, I'm getting kind of that quiet shyness from Virgo as well. Someone who can stay out of the limelight, can blend into the background at times, but later on people always notice you because you're able to come so far from not much. It's like you may not have had the easiest of starts in life, but you've progressed so far and you've made so much of yourself and your life and your skill sets. Other people are definitely proud of you, and they see that remarkable quality of dedication in you and they respect it. I think a lot of people wish that they had it themselves, because most people, I know myself watching this is definitely not my group to start off with. Oh my goodness, I am not dedicated. I wish I was. I am to certain things, but I definitely don't think it's how other people see me as my main quality, because I get distracted very easily and I have new hobbies and new interests all the time, and I do give up on goals sometimes. And I just really don't see you that way, or at least that's how other people don't see you too. Even if you see yourself as someone who gives up easily, no one else sees you that way. They see you as so resilient and so hardworking, and like you just go and don't stop no matter what, and no matter what obstacles get in your way. You're just so determined. And you're going to end up succeeding. That's what they're seeing for you. And I kind of see that for you too. If you do have this approach, even if you're giving off the appearance to other people that you have this approach in life, that's got to be a good thing. I think bright things are coming for you, and people definitely respect you for your hard work. That's a given. That's all I've got for you, Group 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please click that like button down below. Leave a comment too. I'd love to hear anything you have to say to me, even if you just want to tell me that one particular card stood out to you, or maybe you think of something that someone has told you at some point about yourself. I'd love to hear it, so let me know down below. Subscribe to Disorderly Tarot if you haven't already. That way you can stay up to date with my latest videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have the best week. Bye. Hi Group 3, so if you picked the orange calcite, this is your reading. I'm going to pop your little stone up there for the rest of it, and we shall get started. Today I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot deck. Tell me what other people admire about Group 3. I want to know what others admire about Group 3. What do others admire about Group 3? Okay, so I only wanted 3 cards for you, Group 3, but you've got 4, so we're just going to go with it. First, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Next, we have the King of Wands. then the Six of Pentacles, and lastly, the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. Group 3, people think you are incredible. Oh my goodness, I can't actually believe how good these cards are. With the Queen of Pentacles, it talks about someone who is very stable, very wealthy, very successful, and almost quietly successful. That's how I want to describe her. Someone who is fairly modest in their achievements. Very secure, definitely. With the King of Wands, I think people see you as a leader, someone who has a good vision in mind and is able to lead a group with it. You're a director. I think you instruct people very well. You might be a manager at work, someone who knows exactly what they want and is able to get together the right people to achieve it. With the Six of Pentacles, they see you as very giving too, someone who's very sharing. I see this mainly as a card of generosity. So perhaps you volunteer or you do some sort of charity work, or you're just very generous in what you give people. Like maybe when it's someone's birthday, when it's a friend's birthday, you'll go all out for them. You might like create a surprise party for them or just buy them really thoughtful gifts. I definitely see you as someone who is known for their generosity. I think you go all out. That's what I keep thinking. You go all out with people. You're very thoughtful. That's how people are seeing you. Someone who thinks about what it is exactly that a person needs or wants. I think you put a lot of thought into gifts that you give others, for example. You wouldn't just get them a generic present, you'd get them something that is very personal to them. And with the Nine of Pentacles, you're seen as someone who's just very comfortable and relaxed. What I see throughout is, even though you may not feel this way about yourself, other people see you as someone who has life quite easy. It's almost as if you just are always successful, you always get what you want, you're always comfortable, you're always relaxed, you're always secure. They don't see you as facing many hardships. They see you as someone who, has it quite easy, has it quite simple. And you may be like screaming at the screen right now saying, that's not me. I've had to deal with so much. I've had such a difficult life. And yeah, maybe you have, but that's not how other people see you. They admire the fact that you seem so comfortable, you seem so at ease, you seem so light and airy and just free and happy and able to live a quiet life. It's like quiet and unassuming and calming and successful at the same time. But I definitely see strength in you here, so they do see you as strong too. I don't know if you can be a little bit ruthless at times, but again, it's a quality that they admire about you. Let's get a few more cards so that we can build a bigger picture of what exactly it is that they admire about you, because I think there's quite a lot here. It's not like just one message. With the earlier groups, I had kind of clear, you're this type of person, whereas you're this type of person. Whereas you seem to be seen by others as having so many different qualities to admire about you. It's not just like one quality that they're focused in on, but more like a myriad of qualities that you possess. Next, I've got a card from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. We have Frog to represent what others admire about you. Okay, I personally see the Frog as someone who's quite adaptable, but we may read in a second from the guidebook that they interpret it differently. The reason why I say adaptable is a frog's able to live partially in water, partially on land, so they have to adjust quite frequently. So I wonder if that is another quality that you have to you. Perhaps you're able to adjust to social situations very easily. I was thinking that earlier because with the Queen of Pentacles, I see someone who's a bit more introverted and comfortable in being an introvert. Whereas with the King of Wands, I see someone who's very extroverted and loud and passionate and enjoys being that way. So it's like two extremes in those two cards. So with the frog, that echoes that. Maybe you do sit in between an introvert and an extrovert and you're able to go between the two. I just wanted to note that this element up here is water. So you may have water signs in your chart. As this is a reading about how others see you, I would expect it to be your rising sign that's a water sign. Water signs are Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. But it may be your sun sign, your moon sign, your Mars sign, or none of the above. Those are just where I'd expect it to fall. So the guidebook says, the frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element, and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in. Frogs aren't meant to carry a heavy load. There's like little notes on this guidebook for when in balance and when out of balance. So I'm only going to read the when in balance because we're focusing on positive qualities, things others admire in you. So here we have clear energy and enthusiasm for life. I think that's talking about the way a frog leaps. You know, it's very enthusiastic, it's very full of life. And that's certainly what I see here in what others see about you. They see you as someone who is enthusiastic, who's lively, who's happy and vivacious and carefree. They don't see you as someone who's struggling. And the funny thing is, in that interpretation, it was talking about how you're a hard worker and how at times you can overwork yourself or overexert yourself. And that is actually what I was thinking to myself. When I looked at these cards, I was saying, it looks like people see you as not having any burdens to carry or not having to have to go through any trauma or anything. They see your life as very easy and comfortable. But I think in the background, behind the veil, it's like you're working so hard, you're putting in so much effort just to keep going, just to keep happy, to keep up this front almost, or a facade or a mask. You want to make people feel like they don't have to worry about you, like you've got everything under control. And I think that is how other people see you. They see you as someone who is in control. They see you as someone who is capable, who is comfortable, who is able to fend for themselves and look after themselves and doesn't have any troubles. But that's simply not true. Like, I think I'm sure you watching this are thinking, yeah, I've got stuff going on in my life that most people just don't know about. And I think you're able to keep it under wraps very well. You're able to conceal any difficulties you face. And on the exterior, you come across to other people as someone who is just doing very well for yourself and is very stable too. I do get hints still of that kind of flip-flop nature. So you know how I was talking about the introvert versus the extrovert. With the frog, I'm picturing a frog and I'm thinking about how they jump and they leap so quickly and so high. And so it's just like a big movement, a big sudden unexpected movement. And at the same time, they love immersing themselves in water. So it's almost like a contradiction, like the calming water and then the like fierce jump, the quick, fast-paced, fierce jump. And maybe there are contradictions to you, and that is something else that people admire in you. The way that sometimes you can do the unexpected or say the unexpected. I'd like to get a better picture of you, so we're going to get a few more cards. Next, I've got the Believe in Your Own Magic deck, and this is actually my favorite deck. I love Amanda Lovelace, who's a poet, and she's written all the words on this deck. She made this deck, but I also just love the imagery. It's beautiful. Here we have Mural, Be Your Own First Priority. Okay, so off the bat, I see you as someone who puts yourself first, and that's how other people see you. with the King of Wands and be your own first priority, other people see you as someone who's not afraid to take charge, not afraid to take the lead, not afraid to put their hand up first, not afraid to get stuck in, not afraid to admit that you're good at things too. Yeah, it's a bit confusing with this Queen of Pentacles, because I would usually see her as kind of humble in terms of like the kings and queens in tarot, but with the King of Wands and be your own first priority, I feel like others see you as your own first priority. So they see you as someone who has a lot of self-respect and treats yourself well and won't put up for less than what you deserve. You won't stand for any maltreatment either. I think you're someone who's very ambitious and driven. At least that's what other people definitely see in you. I think people see you as having a creative side too. With the water element, that makes me think of creativity, but also the King of Wands is the fire element, and the king is obviously the king of that element. And I just feel like you have a lot of creativity, and I'm just seeing this person paint a mural, and that's how I see you, group 3. I see you as someone very arty. And I think that's how other people see you, as having it may even just be creative ideas. You think outside the box a lot. And I think that's how you've been able to gather this success, or how other people see you as collecting this success through your creativity. Next, I've got a couple of Enchanted Blossoms cards. So first we have Serenity. And next we have Spirituality. Okay, so Serenity links back to the calming waters that I was talking about, and also the Queen of Pentacles. You are someone who comes across as quite serene. I don't think, even when you're acting as a manager or acting in a leadership role, I don't think you're ever angry or fierce or aggressive. I think you are quite serene in your approach. You're a calming influence, and others find it easy to listen to you because of that, because you come across with such grace and poise. And with spirituality, I believe you have a lot of dedication towards either spirituality or religion that you believe in. But yeah, I think people see you as someone who's quite spiritual, and it may just be in the smallest of ways. So like, perhaps, as I was saying, you come across as calming. They may just see like a meditative quality about you. They see you as someone who they can come to when they have a lot of worries, and you're able to give them quite direct solutions to their problems. You're able to advise them. You're able to comfort them and listen to them too. You come up with logical solutions quite often, and you're willing to help people out of sticky situations. And maybe it's part of your generosity that makes that so easy for you to do. And lastly, I have an Oracle of the Roses card. We have the Challenger. Okay, so I think others admire that you're not afraid to challenge conventions. You're not afraid to bring forth a new idea or take a new approach to something, or just embrace change. I think you're also an advocate for change. I think if you see something's not working, maybe even in your workplace, if you see something's not working, you will bring it up. You will pursue it until a change is put in place so that it works better. They see you as someone who is not afraid to do things differently or think outside the box. And I believe that's kind of what's brought you your success, at least in their eyes. The fact that you don't just go with the flow. You don't just go ahead when you know that the way something's working is wrong. Like, how do I put this? If there's a certain procedure, let's say at your workplace, for example, that everyone's following, but there are flaws in it, and there are obvious flaws in it, and most people are kind of like sheep. They'll just follow it anyway because it's the procedure, it's the standard procedure, it's a standard protocol. So they'll just accept that it's standard and go through it, even if they can see there's something wrong with it, there's something that doesn't work quite right. Whereas you're the kind of person who will shout out about it, you will speak up. And you will challenge it. You will go to the managers or go to the boss and tell them, couldn't we do it a different way? Couldn't we do it this way? I think that would resolve that issue and it would work a lot better. And I feel like people have so much respect for you that they listen to you and they decide to change things. And it's because you challenge things so often and so frequently, and it results in things moving and working much better, that people respect you and admire you all the more for it, and they listen to you more and they take your words seriously. I just feel like people have a lot of respect and praise for you, and yeah, this definitely works to your favour, the way that you challenge things. And I think it's because you have such a calming influence, such a sweet nature, that people are able to listen to you. But at the same time as you being, it's so interesting, group 3, because it's like you're sweet and kind and generous and just so level-headed, but at the same time you're your own first priority, so you won't let people walk all over you, and you just have this lovely balance. That's what people see in you. That's why they think you don't have any struggles to deal with in your life, because you come across as just like, it's like you're plain sailing all the time and everyone respects and admires you. So there's no way you could have any struggles in the background. But they're wrong, because there is stuff. I mean, you're a human being, so there's going to be stuff in the background that you have to deal with. But you just take everything in your stride, and they really admire you for that. That's all I've got for you, group 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please click that like button down below. Also, type a comment in the comments box. I love reading whatever you have to say to me. And also just knowing if anything from this reading struck a chord with you. That always makes me feel like my readings are meaningful and gives me inspiration for making new videos in the future. So I'd love to hear about it down below. Subscribe to Disorderly Tarot if you haven't already. That way you can stay up to date on my latest videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing week. Bye. Hi, group 4. If you picked the clear quartz, this is your reading. I'm just going to pop your crystal up at the top and then we can get started. Thought I'd begin with some tarot from the Everyday Witch tarot deck. Tell me what others admire about group 4. I want to know what they admire about group 4. What do others like about group 4? Apologies, I just had to cross the room to retrieve a card, but we have 3 here, so we shall start with the Devil, and then we have the Queen of Wands, and finally the 7 of Swords. Funny. This reading is so different to all the previous groups reading, but messages are coming out very strongly. So people see you as someone who's very tempting. I literally am seeing like, they don't see you as the devil in like a negative light, but they see you as someone who is very attractive. I don't know whether that's physically attractive or just like emotionally, mentally attractive, but yeah, they're drawn to you. You're very intriguing, and people find themselves having like, yeah, just a lot of curiosity about you. I feel like you are always center of attention, and I see you as beautiful from these cards. I think that's something that other people admire about you, and that doesn't have to just be external beauty, it could be internal too. But yeah, they see you as having a beautiful soul, very magnetic personality. And with the Queen of Wands, I also see someone who is highly recognized, someone who's famous, really talented, very creative, definitely. And yeah, you can see this cat is kind of like lifting a rose up to her, and I just feel like everyone's praising her. And that's what I see in this imagery, as someone who is intoxicating. And that's something people admire about you. They're like, oh my goodness, how does group 4 just attract everyone? Like, everyone is astounded by them. With the 7 of Swords, I see someone who's a bit like sneaky, but I also see someone who's a really good investigator. Like, that's what's jumping out to me. It's really funny because I think I'm someone who is full of curiosity, like an investigator, and I chose this group. When I started out and just picked out the crystals, I chose this group. So that bit is resonating with me. I'm not sure about this bit. But if that is how other people see me, that's great. I'll take it. But yeah, I just think people really admire that curiosity that you have. I think you're very inquisitive. That's what I'm getting from the 7 of Swords as well. And intuitive too. You're able to see kind of beneath the surface. I think if anyone is doing anything underhanded, usually you can kind of pick them out before the tables get turned, before anyone can upset you or insult you or do anything negative towards you. But yeah, the main messages I'm getting is you're very attractive, really, and magnetic, and praised for your creativity. I think you have a lot of talent in a creative pursuit. That could be anything. It could be like music, it could be art, it could be writing, like creative writing, it could be anything involving creativity, architecture, engineering, fashion design, interior design. I'm listing a few, but there are so many more. Just some sort of creative hobby, or it might be your job too. They see you becoming very successful from it, and they admire you for how you go about it, all the hard work you put into it, and your just natural skill, your natural ability too. See you as very enticing. That's how they're seeing you. Someone who is easily able to make friends or get people on board. Like, if you decide, oh, you know what, it would be really fun to do an escape room. If you tell people about it, it's a sure thing that you're going to have a full house turning up to this escape room with you. Even though it's just this random idea that popped into your head, everyone's going to want to go to it with you. I just feel like you're popular. I don't know why this is my group anymore, because I don't feel like I fit that category. But yeah, I just see you as someone who's quite extroverted, quite bubbly, quite popular, highly regarded. But yeah, a little bit sneaky too. I think you do have a lot of curiosity. Let's get some more cards to get a bit more information. But this is just really interesting reading. Not just because it's the crystal I picked, but it's just so different to the ones that we've had before this. I've also got some oracle cards, so that's what we're going to get to now. So I've got one from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. We have Vulture. Okay, I'm laughing because I always get this card. Whenever I'm drawing from this deck, for me, like personal readings, I always get the Vulture. I don't know what it is about me, but it's my card. This element up here is the air element. So you may have Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra in your birth chart. I would say Sun or Moon or Mars signs, maybe a rising sign too, as we're looking at how other people see you. Off the bat, I see the Vultures really resonating with this 7 of Swords card, because it's like, oh, well, the Devil too. A Vulture is something that's able to make a meal out of anything, and I feel like that's how you are with life. Whatever scraps you're given, you're able to make something beautiful out of them. Like, you could just be given a pencil and a piece of paper and you would create this fantastic piece of art. I mean, that's just a symbol, that's an example. You may not be an artist, but that's the sort of thing that you're able to achieve from not much. I'm going to read from the guidebook for the vulture. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of all. This intriguing bird, balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. So from that, I get that the vulture is very wise. I think people see you as very wise. They also admire you for being able to make sense of things. I think things that most people misunderstand, you're able to find a deeper meaning behind. I definitely see you as quite intellectual and smart. What stood out to me in that paragraph was you're like someone who does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up their messes. I feel like you're willing to get your hands dirty, and we see that in the Devil and the Seven of Swords as well. I think other people admire that you work really hard, but you do the hard work that other people wouldn't be so willing to do. Let me see if I can get an example. For example, you may be a paramedic. You may be someone who does a really, really difficult job, but it's for the welfare of others, it's for bettering the world, it's for the community, the good of the community. So you may have to, as a paramedic, see lots of horrific sights. You may have to watch people pass away, for instance, but you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart. You're doing it from a good place. You want to help people who are in times of crisis. You want to make them better, you want to make them well, you want to help, you want to make a difference in the world. That's what I'm seeing from this vulture card, and I think that's what other people admire about you, group 4. I think you're someone who is very compassionate and who wants to do things for the greater good. You want to improve humanity, that's what I'm seeing, and you're not afraid to do difficult tasks, to undertake difficult tasks in order to achieve that. I also think people see you as someone who works very hard on themselves. I think you have done a lot of growing and maturing, and it's got you to this place where you seem very wise and people come to you for advice regularly. But yes, I also see the vulture as someone who doesn't let things go to waste, and someone who would notice hidden talents in other people. I think people admire you for doing that with them when they feel like they're unworthy or undeserving, or they have very low self-esteem. You're able to lift them up and you're able to share with them their attributes and their positive traits to make them feel like, oh, actually, I do have something going for me. I can do this. I do have what it takes. I think you give people a boost in their confidence. Next, I've got a card from the Believe in Your Own Magic deck. This is my favourite deck. It's by Amanda Lovelace, who is one of my favourite poets. Her words are just beautiful. Honestly, they're incredible. And the imagery on these cards too is stunning. We have Homeward, take yourself out on a date. Other people look up to you about the fact that you're very independent. You are the kind of person who would take yourself out on a date. I don't think you're afraid. Okay, wait, sorry, I need to phrase this better because this is a reading about what others admire about you. So you may not see yourself as this type of person, but this is how other people see you. So other people see you as independent. Other people see you as someone who would be able to take yourself out on a date. Like, you wouldn't be afraid to do that. And you're not afraid of being single. You're not afraid of being alone. You are fine in your own company. That's how people see you and what they admire about you. They see you as a free spirit. They see you as someone who embraces change too, someone who's open to new pursuits, new adventures, and someone who enjoys their own company. I feel like you're a real, what's the right word? Like a dragonfly is how I'm seeing you right now. Not a vulture, but a dragonfly. I think people really admire how confident you seem and how self-assured you seem. Others feel like you really know yourself well, like you know who you are and you're not afraid to be who you are. You're the kind of person who would never follow the crowd. You probably have your own sense of style, for example, or fashion sense, or you may even be someone who just doesn't care about fashion at all and will not follow the trends. I just feel like you think outside the box, you're very different, you're very quirky, and people love that about you. People look up to you for that. It's like a ray of sunshine. It's something different, something new, something exciting, and yeah, that's something they admire about you. I've got a couple of Enchanted Blossoms cards too. So first we have Faith. And that is followed by Innocence. Oh, I really like that.
Hiya, this is Editing Kiki. I just realised when watching this back that the Seven of Swords came out in reverse, and it made me think of having a pure heart and having complete honesty and no ill intentions, and that just really resonates with that Innocence card.
Okay, so with Faith, let's start there. I think people see you as having a lot of faith in yourself, a lot of self-belief. They think that nothing can kind of tear you down because you have faith in your dreams. And again, like, they just look up to you so much. Like, they're so attracted to you and so just drawn to you. Wow. And inspired by your self-confidence and self-worth. I don't know if this has all been a journey, and maybe in the past you didn't have so much self-esteem, but you've got to a point where you've done a lot of healing work and you don't need validation from others. You're just so independent and they love that about you. I think I'm also seeing this as like you have faith that everything's going to turn out okay. I'm seeing it as kind of a positivity card, like maybe other people see you as quite a positive light. And it may not mean that you're an optimist, for example, but it may just mean that you're able to keep going, you're able to keep moving forward, you don't get stuck. And yeah, you just have a lot of hope and faith in the world. That's how they see you. And with Innocence, the reason why I like this card so much is Innocence makes me think of naivety. And I feel like that is something that you may have faced in the past. I don't know whether anyone's ever called you naive or thought of you as naive, but you may have even thought of yourself as naive at times, maybe when you've been screwed over in the past. But I just feel like you have this innocent quality to you, and people, they don't think of it in the negative way. So naive is more of a negative spin on the word, but they see it as something very beautiful. They see you as someone who is very empathetic at your core, someone who is very childlike and innocent in that way, someone who has a very kind, pure heart and is very loving. And they admire that innocence in you. They admire those childlike qualities. They admire the way that you are so creative, so carefree, so independent. You seem so unaffected by the world. You're able to keep that joyful spirit and that childlike spirit alive. I see you as playful too. I mean, that can come hand in hand with the devil. I think that's something others admire about you too, that you're very playful and enigmatic and fun and lively too. Yeah, I get the feeling from all of these cards that you're someone who's really fun to go to parties with, or just to enjoy yourself with, or that's definitely how other people see you, like a lot of fun and uplifting too, and definitely imaginative. I think with the innocence, I also see that you don't play games with other people. I don't think you hurt other people's feelings intentionally ever. And that's definitely something that people admire about you. They trust you, they believe in you, they have faith in you, that you always have good intentions. Lastly, I've got an Oracle of the Roses card for you, and we have the Explorer. I love that. So I think I touched on the fact that you have an adventurous nature, or at least you are seen that way. I'm sure I said that at some point. But yeah, I definitely see you as someone who is adventurous, spontaneous, fun, passionate. I think you love travel. That's coming up, and maybe you even just love exploring your own country. Maybe you love exploring people as well, getting to know them deeply. And that's something that others admire about you. They admire the fact that you're kind of like a soul searcher. You don't just look at people on the surface level, but you want to get to know everything about them. You want to get to know their interiors too. Let's have a quick look at the guidebook for this card. So the astrological sign that this card represents is Sagittarius, which is great because we've got the Queen of Wands too. I was feeling a lot of air and fire energy from all of these cards. But yeah, Sagittarius is a fire sign, so that may be present in your chart, and it goes very well with exploring. It makes a lot of sense. So the meanings of this card are journeys, adventure, exploration, experiments, and self-discovery. That self-discovery, I really do feel like you're a deep person. I think you enjoy getting to know everything about people. You're fine with surface level interaction, small talk to begin with, but then you want to delve deeper. I feel like you're a romantic too. Yeah, I'm getting that with the Devil and the Queen of Wands. I think you are a romantic. I think that's how other people see you too. Definitely someone very exciting and fun. You'd be up for an adventure at any time. That's how other people feel about you. Like they could just say, oh, I'm going to, I don't know, this country next week. Do you want to come join me? And they feel like you might actually just spontaneously buy some tickets and fly out with them, even though it's that last minute. Yeah, you're just a barrel of laughs. You're someone who's just up for an adventure at any time, and you're just a lot of fun. But at the same time, you're a deep thinker, and you come across as someone who's both playful but also wise. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. People are definitely drawn to you. That I've seen so many times through your reading. I think you draw people in because you want to get to know people so well, and you're so intrigued by different aspects of the world and different aspects of people that you are curious and you ask a lot of questions, and that draws people into you. I think everyone wants to get to know you, at least at first. I'm definitely seeing that. And I'm seeing that you value your independence too. So you have a lot of balance in your life. You're someone who's not afraid of change. That's how other people see you. You're someone who is very adaptable and able to make a castle out of just a few bricks. That's what I'm seeing. Like, you just have so much talent in you, and people really admire that about you, and they're also just really attracted to you for that. But they love that you have this kind of childlike innocence too. It's beautiful, and your pure heart is treasured by people. You come across as a romantic, definitely an old soul, very, very in tune with people. But at the same time, I do kind of get this star quality about you. I don't know if you know tarot well, but the star card represents someone who is a bit of a unicorn, and I really get that with you. I get that you're someone different, you're someone unique, and I think that's what other people admire about you too. That's all I've got for you, Group 4. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please press that like button down below. Also, feel free to leave a comment if you want to let me know what hit home for you in this reading. Maybe it's a particular card or just something you enjoyed about this reading. I'd love to hear it down below. Subscribe to Disorderly Tarot if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week. Bye. Hi Group 5, if you picked the pink agate, this is your reading. I'm just going to pop your little crystal up there for the remainder of it, and we shall get started. First, I've got the Everyday Witch Tarot deck here, and we're going to have a look at what other people admire about you, Group 5. What do other people admire about Group 5? Tell me about Group 5 and what others admire about them. What do people like about Group 5? Okay, wow, we got way too many cards. I was trying to get only 3, but 5 popped out, and I don't want to put them back, so we're going to go with them. Firstly, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Next, we have the Hierophant. Then we have the Page of Pentacles, followed by the 8 of Pentacles, and lastly, Death. We've got loads of things coming about for you, Group 5. So I think what others admire about you, there's quite a few messages. I feel like you're seen as someone who's quite calm and collected, but with the Hierophant, I get that you're quite spiritual, or you just have a very good intuition. That's what other people think about you. There's just a quick reminder that this may not be how you see yourself, but this is how other people see you and what they admire about you. So I'm really getting that you're spiritual, you're very intuitive, you kind of follow your gut instincts, or you have very good gut instincts. They're very reliable. And yes, you're quite content most of the time. You seem quite collected. With the Page of Pentacles, I'm getting that you're not afraid to start a new career or start a new venture or a new idea. I see you taking this new direction, and that's what other people are thinking. Wow, that's quite impressive that they're not afraid. They don't have any fear, and they're just starting in this new direction. Maybe I'm hearing like midway through life, or like, yeah, you're taking a new road that you haven't been taking up till now. And I'm seeing it more in career, in terms of career, but it could be something to do with moving into a new house or moving to a new location. I'm definitely seeing it as something more materialistic or career-based. But yeah, you're starting afresh and you don't have any fear attached to that. Obviously, you might have fear, Group 5, but this is how other people see you. So they don't see you as having any fear. They see you as quite calm and collected about it. And they also see you as not being afraid of change, not being afraid of transformation or growth. We get that with the Death card, like someone who quite readily transforms and quite frequently transforms into something new. But they see you as someone who isn't scared of that, isn't scared of letting go, isn't scared of change, isn't scared of having a new identity or starting something new. And with the 8 of Pentacles, they see you as someone who juggles so many things. Like, you're able to keep things moving and keep things going. You're able to have several hobbies at the same time. You're able to keep your social life going at the same time as your work life going, and at the same time as your family life going. You're able to juggle life quite easily. That's how other people see you. I also see in the 8 of Pentacles someone who puts the hard work in, someone who is a bit of a perfectionist, pays attention to detail, and who is diligent too. And I think that's how other people see you. They see you as working really hard, and that's how you're able to be so comfortable. They see you as having to go through these massive changes, these massive transformations, and coming out unaffected. You do seem to kind of take it in your stride. You seem very strong and admirable for that. And yeah, they certainly look up to you. I do see them looking up to you. Let's get a few more cards so that we can get a bit more information. That's what I'm getting off the bat though. I've got some oracle cards and we're going to start with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. And we have bee. I really like that we got bee. Because this is quite a big deck and we could have got any card, and I've obviously got this bee background. So that's really cute. Goes with the theme. So firstly, I just want to mention that I myself see a bee as something very cute, but also something very hardworking. So that may be how they see you. That makes sense with the Eight of Pentacles, because I was already talking about someone who works hard, and maybe career is the main focus in your life, but you're still able to balance other things. I do see that, but I do feel like career is a big part of your life because we've got lots of Pentacles cards. And yes, we have the bee as well. So I definitely see you as a hard worker. Other people see you as working really hard, and you seem to have a lot of focus. Let's see what the guidebook says. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Oh, that makes so much sense with this intuition. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities until they're too tired from all the work. Then they gripe and then sting. When in balance, they're content, active, and vibrant. I love that. I love just those key words, content. I couldn't describe the Nine of Pentacles better than that, because it's just someone you can see she's like resting in her garden. She seems very relaxed. She's got some wine. She's reading a book. She just seems very happy, and she's under a money tree. So it's just like calm and content. And then we've also got active and vibrant. And that's kind of what I'm seeing, because I see you as someone who is not afraid of these huge transformations and is ready to set sail on a new adventure. Well, a new venture really, because it's in terms of career I'm seeing, or your home life, as I said. And I love that it adds that vibrant part. I think even though you work really hard, you are a lot of fun to be around, as it said, and that's how people see you, just as joyful and happy and lively, like a buzzy bee, a busy bee too, because you seem to work very hard. People love to be around you. And I also feel like other people, especially your friends, I feel like they may feel like they don't get enough time with you. They don't get to spend enough time with you, and they really enjoy their time with you. They treasure it, but they don't really get enough because you're so hardworking and you're so goal focused and goal orientated that they can't be as big a part of your life as they would like. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of that. I also see you as very colourful. I think people admire how colourful you are. I think there are lots of parts to you, and you're very interesting too. I definitely see you as sociable, chatty, bubbly, definitely. Next, I've got a Believe in Your Own Magic card. This is actually my favourite deck. It's by Amanda Lovelace. She's one of my favourite poets. And her words are just so beautiful and so enlightening, and they just give you so much kind of self-worth and self-belief. It's just, astounding. I could go on and on about her, but I also like the pictures on these cards. So we have Potion, remember to practice self-love. Okay, so as this is about what others admire about you, I feel like they see you as someone who does love yourself, who does take care of yourself. And that may not be the case. You may be watching this and thinking, what on earth? Like, I'm such a hard worker that I literally don't take any time for myself. But I think other people admire that you're able to juggle everything. As I said, I think even though you work so hard, you do find some time to spend with friends. You do find some time to do your own hobbies as well. You do find some time to do what makes you happy. And they really admire that about you, the way that you're able to somehow find time for everything. Watching this, I'm thinking, this is definitely not me, because I don't find time for everything, but it's incredible that you, group 5, do, or at least people think that you do. People see you as having a lot of self-esteem and really being kind to yourself too, and knowing your worth. I'm hearing that too. Yeah, you know your worth. You know what you deserve. And they love that about you. Next, I've got some Enchanted Blossoms cards. First, we have Wisdom. And then we have Beauty. Cute. Okay, so Wisdom, I think people see you as very smart, very wise. You make good decisions. They look up to you for that. And with Beauty, honestly, I think you're radiant. I think they see you as radiant. They just find you beautiful inside and out, and they can see why you have so much self-love, because they love you too. I was getting that with the Bee, like people want to be around you. You bring so much hope to them. You bring so much happiness to them. I see you as someone who's quite the comedian too. Like you make people laugh a lot. And I don't see you as like sarcastic. I don't see you as using like dark humor or heavy humor. I see you as actually being very light and airy and happy and just so funny, but in an adorable way. Yeah, I see such elegance in you, but also just a lot of cuteness. I think everyone admires you because they're just like, oh, this person is so cute, so beautiful, so wise, and they work so hard. Like they deserve to have everything because they're such a hard worker and they put their all into life. They see you as quite easily contented as well. Like if they do something sweet for you, but that's something that's just really little, you are so appreciative of it and you show such gratitude, and they love that about you. But it's to do with you having this kind of wise old soul and having such respect for when people do good deeds and when people care. And I think it's to do with you tapping into your intuition too, because yeah, I see you as having quite a good ethical code and wanting to do good and wanting to make people happy. At least that is definitely how they see you. They look up to you, they enjoy being around you, they want more time with you. Lastly, I've got an Oracle of the Roses card for you, and we have the Ancestor. I was just saying an old soul, and that's what reminds me of the Ancestor. But even B, I see you as like a grandparent. I know that's crazy because like you could be any age watching this and that would make no sense in certain cases. But you know, not everyone has nice grandparents, but it's making me think of my grandma, and she was just so kind and caring and nurturing and just sweet. Like she was a little bee. She was just so cute and so caring. And I just feel like that's how other people see you. They see you as just such a sweet person, such a kind, sensitive, delicate little flower. And they don't want anyone to hurt you or anyone to do any wrong to you because you're just so full of goodness. And oh, you're just like a little star, a little button. Just honestly, just the cutest thing. Group 5, I want to meet you. You sound amazing. You're also making me think of, if you watch Harry Potter, you're making me think of Hufflepuff, the house, the Hogwarts house, because they're just such sweethearts, and that's what I think you are too, an absolute sweetheart. I'd like to have a look at the guidebook for this one to get a bit more information. So, funnily enough, the sign that is represented astrologically with this card is Scorpio, and you also have the Death card, which is again Scorpio. So you've got Scorpionic energy. We've got, I know this is air sign up here. It's the element of air, so that could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra that feature in your chart. Sun, Moon, Mars, and rising signs I'd look at. Rising because we're looking at how other people see you. But Scorpio, I'm really feeling this sensitive, emotional side to you too. And it's funny that we've got the exact same sign in both of those cards. But for meanings and uses in the guidebook for this card, we've got wisdom, crazy, unconscious, memory, understanding, and influence. So you may have a good memory too. And then we have unconscious, understanding, and influence. I feel like you want to have a good influence on people, and that's why you're such a optimistic, happy, positive person. And I do think you provide that for others. Like, they see you in this fantastic light. They see you as so sweet and just kind and nurturing and compassionate and caring. And like, you could do no harm to anyone. But at the same time, you are so wise. They don't see you as innocent. They don't see you as naive. They don't see you as someone who has not grown. They see you as someone who's fully grown, who is transformed, who has the ability to keep growing and take people with you on those journeys too, and be a good influence to them. You are just this beautiful light, and they see you as someone who is not afraid to change, is not afraid to keep moving, is not afraid to start something new. And it's because you're backed up with all this wisdom. Like, they think you're incredibly smart, and you have this appreciation of yourself and value. You know your own value, you know your own worth, and you're able to keep lots of like plates spinning at the same time and still come off as quite calm and collected. You definitely come across as this warm person, and other people see you as that too. They really, really look up to you and admire that about you. That's all I've got for you, Group 5. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please click that like button down below. I'd love it if you also left a comment, just so that I know if any of these cards kind of stood out to you or spoke to you today, or if there's anything else that you want me to know. I love interacting with you. Subscribe to Disorderly Tarot if you haven't already. Then you can stay up to date with my latest videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an incredible week. Bye.